The New York never really stood out to me whenever I was in Vegas, but that changed after I stayed there for a night. The check-in area was pretty cramped, but they made up for it by using several self-check-in kiosks with a lot of staff waiting around surprisingly eager to help. Which is what happened to me as I was looking around debating whether to use the kiosk or to get in line for a hot minute. That's when the employee came up to me and checked me in on their phone. I was given my room cards, and just like that, the deed was done. Well, I did go back to the check-in counter later to grab the paper holders as souvenirs, which I really liked the card design as it was just a simple picture of the New York Hotel Casino. Now at the elevators, I was greeted by elegant gold doors in the Empire State Building once I was inside. But when I got to my floor, that elegance switched away to something more like an office type setting. It didn't feel hotel-esque to me, let's just put it that way. Walking down the hallway, it cut into a corner so it wasn't just a straight path to the other side like I usually see in other hotels. Then I got to my room, and man, was it a party of colors inside. The design all around was super funky. I didn't know whether to like it for being so different, but I knew the carpet wasn't just doing it for me. The other thing that stood out to me was one side of the wall was very artsy, but it definitely had the New York vibe with Lady Liberty somewhere in the visual chaos. The bathroom was just okay. I did like the open 24/7 picture that felt like it was welcoming me inside. There was also a vanity mirror and hairdryer built into the wall, and that was pretty much it. But the bedroom was where the fun started. First, there was a surprisingly cushy couch for watching TV or just plain relaxing. Something I really appreciated about the room was the number of power outlets and USB ports. It always bums me out to see rooms without them. Anyway, there were two power outlets and one USB-A and C port on both sides of the bed, which there was a lot going on around it. From the assortment of colors to the white vinyl brick wall, in a weird way, I kinda liked it because it was just different than the usual hotel room look. The window area was a pretty nice place to be. Whether I was just watching TV or just gazing out the windows, it was a vibe. The views were pretty good too. I could see the mountains in the distance with the city in the foreground, and the T-Mobile Arena was at the center of attention. Back inside, there was an open wardrobe with so many compartments that made the organizer in me happy to see. The TV had more power outlets and a USB-A and C port underneath it, with a bench and mirror to the side, which was an interesting spot for a mirror. The other wardrobe was just as interesting with its big round mirror, but the mini fridge was taken out for some reason, which was weird. Why would they do that? Other oddities included the toilet placement in the bathroom being so up close to the counter that I had to be careful not to tip over it, and the bathtub had seen way better days. Next to the bed were spatter marks of something I definitely did not want to know what it was. The TV remote wasn't holding up too well either. For some reason, the window air vents were taped shut. I kinda enjoyed having it open for fresh air in other hotels. Despite all that, I really liked the room. It was just so quirky, and the different charging ports all around made me a very happy camper. Moving on to the casino floor, I was genuinely surprised because it was such a small property, but there was a lot going on. The Art Deco font and visual design throughout was just awesome. Even the freaking elevator lobbies were themed. I always enjoy a place that can make me feel like I'm somewhere else than where I truly am. And the best example was this Little Italy section that felt like its own place separate within the casino. The abundance of outside seating gave the streets a lively atmosphere and a neighborhood feel. Hell, it almost felt like there were people living in those empty second floor buildings. One building that did stand out was the two-story Hershey's Chocolate Store. They had a huge assortment of souvenirs, merchandise, and of course, lots and lots of candy and desserts to choose from. It was so overwhelming for me, but I bet it was a sweet tooth's dream come true. A big surprise was the huge arcade on the second floor, where you would also board the roller coaster that wrapped around the New York outside. Guys, there were so many games that kids and even teens could easily spend half the day there trying to get through all of them. Sadly, the food court had a limited selection to choose from, but I guess that didn't really matter because there were plenty of other places in and around the property. So I opted for Nathan's famous cheesecake. Oh man, was that a good choice? Because it hit the spot after a long day of exploring. Now, roaming outside, I saw plenty of more eateries, and it was surprisingly very spacious to just stroll around. There was a Hello Kitty cafe on wheels, which was pretty cool, although I should have looked at the menu to see what the heck they were selling. The T-Mobile Arena was just a 5-minute walk away, and I really liked how there was just seating all around just to catch a breather. I could also cross the street to the MGM Grand side to find more food options or to shop around for souvenirs, which was pretty dang awesome. There was also Park MGM that had Eataly for Italian food, and the free tram connection to the Aria, Cosmopolitan, and Bellagio properties. On the opposite side of the New York, there was a bridge connection to the Excalibur and MGM Grand that made staying at this place an even better value. Overall, I thought the New York was pretty dang awesome. The room wasn't too shabby, and most importantly for me, it was up to date. I also really enjoyed wandering around Little Italy, and there was just so much to see around the property that I definitely felt like I was part of the action. I paid $95 for the Soho King room and would do it again.